Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some low cap altcoins. So I've already done a video with altcoin picks for the cycle. Those have been larger to more medium cap altcoins. And today I wanted to do something on some more lower cap altcoins, some slightly more niche altcoins that the other big channels are not really talking about. This is what I want to bring to you today. I'm actually going to be talking about five altcoins in five different sectors. So we've got an RWA altcoin, we've got a AI altcoin, we've got a gaming altcoin, we've got a meme coin, and we've got one other sector that I can't actually think of right now. So we'll just have to go through the video and you'll just have to find out which that mystery sector is. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, please do hit the like and let's jump into the first token. So I'm going to share my screen, and the first token that I want to talk about is Spectral. So Spectral is a AI agent infrastructure token. And we can see right now it's currently at just under $200,000 market cap. Now, all of the tokens that I'm going to talk about today are under $200,000 in market cap. The last three of them are actually under $100,000 in market cap. So that gives you an idea of how far along the risk curve we're going. Obviously, with something like Spectral, it is quite interesting because the fully diluted valuation is fairly high. So we can see that gives a market cap to FDV ratio of 14%, which is fairly low. And this would be a concern. However, as we are in a full-blown bull market altcoin cycle that I'm sure we're about to get an alt season absolutely explode. And you know what? These AI agents and this AI agent narrative really is a hot narrative right now. I can still see Spectral performing some good multiples from here. And even at a fully diluted valuation of 1.4 billion, which is nearly at, I can still see this running some multiples, potentially to 10, 20 billion, maybe even higher, which would give us probably a nice sort of 10 to 15x minimum from the current FDV. So, and of course, the FDV can go really high because it's only the market cap. So obviously, if liquidity is pouring into this token, it is not pumping the FDV, it is pumping the 200 or not even $200,000, $196,000 market cap. So it's not going to take a lot of buying coming into Spectral to really, really pump this price. If we just have a look at where we have been price-wise, we can see we went as high as $14.65. We came down to around $4. So pretty big trading range. But the fact is that this altcoin has seen a big sell-off. It's seen accumulation and it's starting to get going again. It's recently made all-time highs back on the first of this month. And now it's come down with the rest of the altcoin market. Obviously, when we saw the pullback earlier on this week, and now we're starting to get reaccumulated, and it looks like we're going to push up and probably make another attempt at all-time highs very soon. So the chart looks great. If we just have a quick look at the Spectral website, obviously we can get a little bit more information from this website as to what the project relates to and transforming static memes to sentient agents. So unleash autonomous AI agents that think, trade, and thrive on chain. So you name me a more hot narrative right now than these AI agents. I don't think if there is one, everybody seems to want to be talking about them and get a piece of this emerging meta that is in the market. The thing with AI agents is there's so many out there. And of course, even using Spectral, as it discusses, you can set up an AI agent probably in a few clicks. I haven't done it myself yet, but I'm guessing it is fairly easy to replicate AI agents. So the issue with investing into a specific AI agent is that there is unlimited inflation of AI agents. A bit like the meme coins. If somebody's setting up sort of launching 1,000 meme coins or 10,000 meme coins a day on pump.fun, you get inflation. And I think this is part of the reason why some of the Solana meme coins, especially, have actually cooled off because there's just so many. There's so many being released every single day. If you look at the meme coins that are actually performing well right now, it's the big blue chips, those recognizable memes that everybody knows about, those blue chips that people want to associate with and invest in and hold for the remainder of the cycle. If the meme doesn't fit into that top tier category, it is struggling, and most likely it will struggle throughout the rest of the cycle. Yes, of course, it may pump at some point when it gets some attention, when it gets some hype, when Elon Musk decides to post a meme about it. Of course, it's going to go absolutely vertical, and there are gains to be had. But if you are investing in individual low cap meme coins, you really, really are taking a lot of risk. And I think it's the same with these AI agents as well. If you're investing in individual AI agents, you have to know it's a very short-term play and you might get wrecked and lose everything unless you are investing in something that is a complete market leader, something like a GOAT that I've talked about, which is really an AI generated meme, which is obviously linked to Truth Terminal, which is one of the top AI agents out there. So I really, really think that what you want to be doing is investing in the picks and shovels, investing in the infrastructure. And Spectral is a great play to profit on this AI agent meta whilst investing in infrastructure without the unique risk of being in one AI agent and for that AI agent then to die. So I think Spectral is a good one, and that is why Spectral at a sub 200,000K market cap makes my list of 5 low cap meme coins to invest in right now. Moving on, and the next token is Anyone protocol. So this is really a deep-in plus privacy play, and Anyone protocol has rebranded from AirTor. So I actually made a video on AirTor. It must have been over a year ago now. I think probably around early last year. And there was this big narrative around AirTor because they were basically they had these validators or nodes on the Tor network, and there was a bit of a collapse in the AirTor price when the Tor network basically came out and said we're shutting off these validators because we don't want to be seen to be supporting a cryptocurrency project. And there was this association made between the AirTor protocol and cryptocurrency being a bit murky and a bit dark, potentially some sort of scam. And Tor basically took the validators offline. So this actually really crashed the price of this token. And I asked the question on the video and tried to answer the question as to whether AirTor protocol was still dead. I said that no, I didn't think it was. I thought that over the long term, this project still had potential. The founders of the project and the development team of the project came up with a roadmap to say we're actually going to produce our own Tor style network, and we're going to have our own validators, and we're going to validate our own privacy network. And that's exactly what they've done. They've done exactly what they planned and laid out to do. And again, we can take a quick look at their website for a little bit more information. But obviously, if you are a fan of privacy, and obviously, privacy for me is a massive part of sort of freedom and being sort of free from oversight and control, then potentially Anyone is a project that really you should look into. They actually have their own range of hardware devices as well. So you can actually purchase one of their hardware devices and join in supporting the network and validating the network, you can see here, unlike a VPN, that any one network can't track you. All data is fragmented among the relay operators that are incentivized to run a node. So it's these relay operators, and you can actually buy one of these relays to add privacy to the network yourself. So it's really interesting. It's fascinating. It basically looks like this. It's a plug and play device, and in doing that, you are adding additional privacy and an additional relay to the anyone network. I'm tempted to keep on calling it AirTor or ATOR, but it is now anyone, and obviously they cap the AN0 or ANON, which obviously is anon, so for anonymous. So I quite like that bit of wordplay. Obviously, the market cap 175 million, fully diluted, just under 200 million. So as we see now with this compared to the first project Spectral, we can see that there's 80% of tokens already on the market, which is better. It is healthier to see that type of distribution of tokens, to have less tokens locked up, because obviously less tokens are going to be unlocked, and therefore less potential for more of the supply to be dumped onto the market when it gets unlocked. So that's good. It means that everybody, that 80% of the tokens are currently being held. They're not being sold. They're not waiting to be sold, potentially. And we're currently around the $2 mark. And I mean, this token has been as high as $3.50. So look, I really, really think, I mean, you can see it on the chart. This is when it had the initial run up and collapse. And like I say, I did the video down here saying I think this project will come back, and it did come back. Subsequently, over the summer, a lot of altcoins bled out, especially the small caps, and anyone was no exception. But it seems to be back on the right track here, back to around $2. I think over the next few days and weeks, we will push back up to $3.50. And if we can clear that, then we definitely will go a lot higher with this token. And personally, look, I think targets for this token, I think this could easily, I mean, look at the market cap here, 200 million. I could easily see this going to a couple of billion as a market cap. That would be, or FDV, that would be a 10x from current prices. But things could go further from there. I mean, could it go to 10 billion? I mean, potentially it could do. I mean, then you're looking at, say, for example, like a 50x instead. So I think this could easily do a 10, maybe 20, 30x, possibly even up to 50x if it really takes off, and if this really starts to get adoption. So it's, as a privacy play, it is one of the projects I really like. So the next coin on the list is Nakamoto Games. So Nakamoto Games is a gaming studios. They make games, and primarily, I believe they specialize in more of the sort of handheld, the more sort of mobile game experience. And we can also have a look at their website here. So if my laptop actually wants to work and load it up, we could have a look at their website. But maybe it's not going to happen for us. Right, so obviously my laptop is struggling with the Nakamoto website. There's a lot of stuff popping up here, but you can see there's some banners here, some artwork that presumably is from some of their games. I mean, the artwork and the graphics look very impressive. You can see here, as I was talking about, free to play. So these look more like your kind of your mobile, more your sort of fun games, your handheld games that you can sort of play whilst you're on the train, or sort of in between meetings, or whenever you have time to do a little bit of mobile gaming. These are things that you can look at. I mean, Tank Battle, that looks really cool. You've got Candy Shop, similar to Candy Crush, which is obviously a huge viral game. So there's a lot of games here. Like, I'm not entirely sure how the Nakamoto token, whether it's integrated into the game, whether it becomes a bit of a sort of in-game sort of reward or currency token for any of these games or not. But obviously, Nakamoto Games is one that I think will do extremely well over the course of this cycle. And if we just have a little look at the tokenomics here and some of the price history, we can see that it went on an absolute tear. Let's see if we can get the market cap on here. No, we don't have full history on the market cap, so I have to use the price. But went on an absolute tear up to nearly $6. And was this earlier this year? Sort of 2021. So no, this is actually at the end of the last bull market. So Nakamoto Games was around at the end of the last bull market, getting up to $6. Right now it's at $1.44. So you've basically got a 4x to get back to the high $5 range and back to all-time highs. I think Nakamoto Games can easily do that, especially if the gaming bull run really, really kicks off, which I think it will at some point. Obviously, you do have the fully diluted valuation a fair bit higher. Basically, market cap is about a third of what the FDV is. So, of course, there is again a slight concern here that tokens will be dumped at the market. But remember, this is more of an issue in a bear market or a sideways market. When we're in a bull market, if you've got fresh money coming in, there's usually more than enough new money coming in to consume any sales that have come from unlocks or any new supply coming out on the market for these tokens, provided the unlock schedule is not too aggressive. And in Nakamoto's case, I don't think it will be. Plus, if you're holding a token, if you just receive an unlock from a token that you're holding, that you're a seed investor in, if you see the price performance going up and shooting up, why are you going to sell? You're not. You're going to hold. Whereas if you see the price going sideways or down, it's like, right, I just want to get my money out. I want to have, get into stables. I want to be able to do something with this because the token's clearly not performing. But if it is performing, then you're going to want to hold on to your tokens. So I actually think this is less of an issue when we're in a bull run. If the token has survived now and has managed to reaccumulate and hold sideways, which it has done, like I say, we're at $1.43 right now. We've been as low as 69 cents over the summer. We're pretty much at a 2x from the summer lows. So we're starting to see things take off. We're still well under the highs from earlier on in the year where we got up to nearly $3. So we've got about a 2x to go to this year's high, and then a further 2x on top of that, so 4x in total to get back to the previous all-time high. And I expect Nakamoto Games to eclipse the all-time high from the previous cycle. I really think we could see this run maybe up to sort of $9, $10, which would be 50% over the previous all-time high, maybe even up to $12, maybe a 2x. I mean, obviously, if you're getting into Nakamoto Games here and you're running this to sort of $12, then you're on about sort of a 9x or so, nearly a 10x. So that's a pretty good return. So I do like Nakamoto Games here, and I do expect it will do some very good things over the rest of this year, especially if gaming tokens really start to take off, which at some point I think there will be some big rotation into them. So the next pick, and you might have seen me talk about this one before. In fact, this is the only token on this list I have spoken about before, and it is WOJAK. So WOJAK, if you are a subscriber to my channel, you will recognize from my high conviction meme coin picks video, and WOJAK I've also done a separate video on. So I was in two minds whether to talk about WOJAK again. I was thinking maybe I'll pick another meme coin, but I actually saw that from 3 meme coins I was considering for this video, WOJAK was actually the lowest market cap, and I was actually really surprised because I said to myself, how can WOJAK, who, by the way, is far more recognizable and familiar than the other 2 meme coins that I was considering, how can WOJAK be at a market cap that is literally less than half those other 2? And it's just something that just amazes me how undervalued this token is. I mean, WOJAK is the most recognizable crypto meme we've ever seen. It is literally such a strong meme. It is so memeable. And to have WOJAK as a market cap of sub 100 million, I just think is absolutely, absolutely crazy to me. To have this at 93 million, I just can't figure it out. I think Wojak should be a lot higher, and this is clearly a meme coin that has been very heavily slept on by a lot of the crypto meme whales right now. And when they start to realize that Wojak is going to run and it's going to run hard, believe me, this will not look back. I do not believe that in 2 to 3 months' time we will ever have an opportunity to buy a token like Wojak under 100 million again. Not for a very long time anyway, not until deep into the bear market, potentially in 2026, if obviously, market cycles carry on repeating themselves as they have done in the past. So look, Wojak is currently at 93 million, and I struggle to see how a meme as popular and as well liked and as well spread as Wojak cannot go into the hundreds of millions, potentially even to a billion. So look, if Wojak goes to 1 billion, that is a 10x, arguably an 11x, but it is at least a 10x. If Wojak goes to say 10 billion, that is a 100x. Now, I'm not saying that Wojak will definitely go to 10 billion, but if we're going to say that meme coin market caps are going to be how remotely reflective of the actual strength of the meme, then Wojak should be going to the multiple tens of billions. So this is one of those coins where you just have to believe in something. You have to believe that this can happen, because I've seen it happen before and it can happen. And a lot of the times with some of the really big memes, even the Shiba Inus out there, they start at just a few, let's go to market cap. They start at just a few million and they trade sideways, and then they get acceptance above 10 million and they trade sideways, and then they push up again and they get to 100 million, and then they come sideways for a bit. And this is forming the same trajectory as many, many big altcoins have formed. It's got a strong community, it's growing organically, the volume is getting better and better by the days and the weeks. And I think at some point, a large exchange listing is very close for Wojak. And when that happens, I expect this to explode into the hundreds of millions, potentially into the billions, potentially into the multi-billions. I think Wojak still goes into the multi-billions by the end of this cycle. So it's one of these where, look, I bought some more of this the other day. I just think sub 100 million, this is an absolute steal. And if I'm going to be talking about low cap altcoins and talking about a meme coin pick, for me, there's no other choice other than Wojak in terms of where it currently is valued. I think it is seriously, seriously undervalued. And I don't expect it will be at these prices for long. To be honest with you, I'm surprised we're back under 100 million. I thought the last time we crossed over 100 million, that was it. We'd be off to the races, and this would be sort of 200 to 300 million fairly quickly. And I do believe we're going there over the next few weeks, or up to maybe a month or two. I think we'll be in the hundreds of millions. I think a couple of big exchange listings likely come for Wojak. I mean, exchanges really, really should be listing the top memes of this cycle. And I just think, Wojak is not just a top meme this cycle, it's a top meme of the last cycle. It's a multi-cycle major blue chip meme. And yeah, any exchanges, if you're watching this, what are you playing at? Get it on your exchange, because people want to buy this, people love this, and it can only go higher. There we go. So rightfully deserved, Wojak is the meme coin pick of this video. And we'll go on to the final of my 5 altcoins, and it is Relio Network token, or Rio as its ticker is known as. And look, I mean, this for me is an absolute steal. At 60 million, it's got a fully diluted market cap. So that means all of the tokens are already in circulation. And if we just look at the price history of this one, we can see that the market obviously was launched a couple of years back, 2021, or 3 years back, actually. So in the last bull run, it sort of came down, looked like it was pretty much dead. I mean, can we get the market cap on this one? Uh, it's not really reliable. Yeah, pretty much traded sideways at around 4 cents. So, I mean, I would have loved to have been accumulating it here. Unfortunately, I started to get in around the start of this year when it had already popped around sort of 60 cents. So I'm probably on about a 2x now, but it did run up very, very hard earlier on in the year. It's since been coming off. And look, I just think with the RWA narrative really starting to pick up, Relio will perform at some point. And for me, it is just such a low market cap. So I really think it does well. Obviously, we can look at the website to get a bit more information on it, and we're going to have a look at what the website says. So Web3 ecosystem for digital and real world assets, an interoperable layer 1 multi-chain Web3 ecosystem focused on the issuance and management of digitally native real world assets, purpose-built and designed for a new open source permissionless financial world. So you can see what they're trying to do. Real world assets, they're looking to get new native real world assets into Web3 on their layer 1 multi-chain. And of course, you can see this has, in my opinion, huge potential. They've got their own investment platform, their own wallet, liquid mining. You've got different districts on here. So this is some more of the stuff they do, real world asset tokenization. So literally the tokenization of real world securities, real world investments, real world sort of tangibles, being able to put them into Web3, which I think is a huge thing. And one of the big narratives of this bull cycle is real world assets and their tokenization, staking, security, Web3 compliant. Obviously, there's more and more. So look, obviously we can get into all the details of the project itself, but really from a trading and speculation perspective, I think at a 60 million market cap, this really has potential to run almost definitely into the hundreds of millions. I think this could easily do a 10x to 600 million, could probably do a lot more from there. I mean, right now, we're at $1.20. We've already, when this was actually launched back in 2020, got up to like $4.80. So that's a 4x right there. Could it go and do double that? Could you actually get an 8x, 8 to 10x out of this? That's what I'm targeting personally. Like I say, I'm still in my Relio. I didn't sell any earlier on this year. I'm just holding this token. And I think it's one that's going to do really well. And certainly in terms of real world assets, it's definitely one that's lesser talked about. And I think probably been slept on. So yes, I would definitely check out Relio if you're into your real world assets. And I'm actually going to wrap it up there. So hopefully that's giving you some inspiration. You've got 5 coins there. Like I say, don't take my word for it. I'm just some guy on the internet. Nothing that I say is financial advice. So do your own due diligence, do your own research, investigate further these tokens if there's something you're interested in, and obviously make the best decision for you and your investing if you decide to get involved. I, like, full disclaimer, I hold all 5 of these tokens. Some of them are quite significant holdings, such as things like WOJAK. It's quite a big holding. Spectra I've been adding quite a lot to lately. So look, I'm really bullish on these 5 tokens. I'm adding more to them as we speak. They're all tokens that I've topped up recently. So if these are tokens that you're interested in, please do some further research into them. And obviously, if you want to get involved, then do what's right for you. But I hope you enjoyed this one. If you do like the content and you've appreciated the video, please do smash the like. Hit subscribe if you want to see more content from me on similar subjects. Obviously, I specialize in cryptocurrency. I've got plenty of videos out there with other altcoin picks, meme coin picks. Occasionally, I do some deep dives. I've done a deep dive into the WOJAK meme coin. I did one today on SD, another low cap meme coin on Ethereum that I think can do well. So look, there's plenty of content there to get stuck into. So if you have liked this one, maybe check out some of the other videos on my channel. But until the next time, I will say goodbye. Have a wonderful rest of the day wherever you are, and I'll speak to you all again soon.